Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast Motivation. I'm really happy you're spending this time with us today. Many English learners experience the same frustrating moment. You are speaking, you feel confident, and suddenly your brain forgets a word.
Yes, that happens to me a lot. Sometimes I know exactly what I want to say, but the word just disappears,
That moment can feel very uncomfortable.
especially when someone is waiting for your answer.
Exactly. Many learners feel embarrassed when this happens, but today we are going to talk about something very important. You can still continue speaking even if you forget a word.
Really? Because when I forget a word, I usually stop talking.
And that is what many learners do, but stopping is not the only option. There are many ways to continue the conversation.
That sounds very helpful because forgetting words is part of learning.
Absolutely. Even native speakers forget words sometimes.
Really?
Yes, everyone has moments when a word is on the tip of their tongue.
That makes me feel a little better.
Good, because forgetting words is normal. The important thing is learning how to continue speaking.
So, what can we do when the word disappears?
One very powerful technique is describing the word.
Describing the word.
Yes, instead of stopping, you explain the idea using other words.
Can you give an example?
Of course, imagine you want to say the word microwave, but you forget the word.
Okay.
You could say, it's a machine in the kitchen that heats food very quickly.
Oh, that makes sense. The listener will probably understand.
Exactly. Communication continues.
That feels much better than stopping.
Another example, imagine you forget the word dictionary.
What could I say?
You could say, it's a book that explains the meaning of words.
Yes, that clearly describes a dictionary.
This skill is called paraphrasing.
Paraphrasing means explaining something using different words.
Exactly, and it is one of the most useful speaking skills.
I think many learners believe they must remember every word.
But real communication is more flexible than that.
So describing ideas is part of natural conversation.
Yes. Now let's imagine a small conversation. You are talking with a friend about cooking.
Okay.
You want to say the word blender, but you forget it.
So maybe I say, it's a machine that mixes fruit to make smoothies?
Perfect.
The other person will understand.
Exactly. And the conversation continues naturally.
That feels much less stressful than stopping.
And this happens in real conversations all the time.
I never realized that before.
Now imagine another situation. You are talking about transportation.
Okay.
You forget the word subway.
Maybe I could say, the train that goes under the city.
Perfect. The listener will understand. Exactly. Now, something interesting happens when learners start using this technique.
What happens?
They stop fearing forgotten words.
Because they know they can still explain the idea.
Yes, and that confidence makes speaking easier.
I think this will help many listeners.
I hope so, because fear of forgetting words stops many people from speaking.
And now we know it doesn't have to stop the conversation.
Exactly. But there are even more techniques that can help in these moments.
Really?
Yes, there are ways to ask for help, ways to pause naturally, and ways to keep conversations flowing even when your vocabulary feels limited.
That sounds very useful.
And we will explore those situations together as we continue our conversation. Because forgetting a word is not the end of communication. In fact, it can become a natural part of conversation.
That's interesting. Before today, I always thought forgetting a word meant I failed.
Many learners feel that way. But in reality, good communicators know how to handle those moments calmly.
So the goal is not perfect vocabulary.
Exactly. The goal is to keep the conversation moving.
So what is another technique we can use?
Another helpful technique is asking for the word.
You mean asking the other person to help?
Yes, this is very natural in conversations.
How can we do that politely?
There are several simple phrases. For example, how do you say this in English?
That sounds very natural.
Another one is, what's the word for this?
That's very direct and simple.
You can also say, I forgot the word, but it's the thing that...
And then explain the idea?
Exactly.
I like that because it feels honest.
Honesty often makes conversations easier. Most people are happy to help.
Yes, when someone is learning a language, people are usually supportive.
That's true. Now let's imagine a real conversation. You are talking about cooking.
Okay.
You want to say the word oven, but you forget it.
Maybe I say, I forgot the word, the machine where you bake food.
Perfect.
And the other person might say, oh, the oven.
Exactly.
Then I can say, yes, the oven.
And the conversation continues.
That feels very natural.
Because it is natural. Native speakers do similar things when they forget words.
That's surprising.
Language is not perfect for anyone.
That makes me feel more relaxed about mistakes.
Good. Now let's talk about another useful skill, using pauses.
Pauses?
Yes, sometimes when we forget a word, we panic and stop talking.
Yes, that happens to me.
But pauses are normal in conversations.
Even for native speakers?
Absolutely. People pause to think all the time.
So it's okay to take a moment.
Yes, you can say small thinking phrases.
Like what?
For example, let me think.
That's simple.
Another one is, how can I explain this?
That gives your brain time.
Exactly. These phrases create natural pauses.
So the conversation does not feel broken.
Exactly. Now let's try a small role play using these techniques.
All right.
Hey Eric, did you cook dinner yesterday?
Yes, I did. I made pasta.
That sounds good. What did you cook it in?
Let me think. It's the big round thing in the kitchen for boiling water.
A pot?
Yes, a pot.
Perfect.
That worked really well.
Yes, you paused, explained, and continued.
I didn't stop the conversation.
Exactly. Now let's talk about another helpful idea, using examples.
How does that help?
Sometimes explaining an example is easier than defining a word.
Can you show an example?
Imagine you forget the word gym.
Okay.
You could say, it's the place where people go to exercise.
That makes sense.
Or you could say, the place with treadmills and weights.
Yes, everyone will understand.
Exactly. Examples help listeners visualize the idea.
That makes communication easier.
Yes. Now let's imagine another situation. You are talking about travel.
Okay.
You want to say the word suitcase, but you forget it.
Maybe I say, the big bag people take when they travel.
Perfect.
The other person will probably understand immediately.
Exactly. And maybe they will say, oh, your suitcase.
Then I can learn the word again.
Yes, that's another benefit.
You learn vocabulary through real conversations.
Exactly. I'm realizing something.
What is it?
Forgetting words can actually become a learning moment.
That's a wonderful observation.
Instead of feeling embarrassed, we can treat it as practice.
Exactly. And this mindset change is very powerful.
Because fear disappears.
Yes, when fear disappears, speaking becomes easier.
I think many listeners will feel encouraged by this.
I hope so, because language learning should feel exciting, not stressful.
And these techniques make speaking feel possible.
Exactly. Now imagine something interesting. A learner begins using these strategies regularly.
What happens? They notice they can continue conversations longer.
Even when vocabulary is limited.
Yes, because communication is built from ideas, not just words.
That's a very important lesson.
And when learners realize this, their confidence grows.
Confidence changes everything.
It really does. And in our final part, we're going to explore how these techniques work in longer conversations.
That sounds great.
I'm looking forward to that. Because real conversations are not perfect. They are full of pauses, small mistakes, and moments when people search for words.
That's true. When I listen carefully to conversations, I notice people often stop and think.
Exactly. Those moments are completely natural. But many English learners think they must speak smoothly all the time.
Yes, like a perfect speaker.
And that expectation creates pressure.
which makes speaking harder.
Exactly. But when learners understand that pauses and forgotten words are normal, they relax.
And relaxed speakers communicate better.
That's right. Now let's imagine a longer, real-life situation. You meet a new coworker at work.
Okay.
You want to start a conversation.
Maybe I say, "Hi, I don't think we've met before. I'm Eric."
That's a great start. The coworker might say, "Nice to meet you, Eric. I'm Daniel."
Then I could ask, "How long have you been working here?"
Perfect. Daniel might answer, "I started about 3 months ago."
Then maybe I say, "Oh, that's not very long."
Exactly. Then Daniel might ask you a question.
Like, "What about you?"
Yes, and you might say, "I've been here about 2 years."
That feels like a natural conversation.
Now imagine something happens. You want to say the word department, but you forget it.
Maybe I say, "I work in the part of the company that handles customers."
That's a great description.
Then Daniel might say, "Oh, the customer service department."
Exactly.
Then I can say, "Yes, that's right,"
And the conversation continues smoothly.
without feeling awkward.
Exactly. Now let's imagine another situation. You are telling a story to a friend.
Okay.
You want to say the word traffic, but you forget it.
Maybe I say, "The road was very crowded with cars."
Perfect.
The listener will understand that I mean traffic.
Exactly. And that's the power of describing ideas.
I'm starting to realize something.
What is it?
Speaking English is more flexible than I thought.
Yes, language is creative.
You can express the same idea in many ways.
Exactly. Now let's try another small role play. Imagine you are talking about a movie.
All right.
Hey, Eric, did you watch any movies last weekend?
Yes, I watched a very interesting movie.
What was it about?
It was about people traveling in space. I forgot the word for the big vehicle they use.
You mean a spaceship?
Yes, a spaceship.
Great job describing it.
That technique really works.
Yes, and every time you do this, your speaking confidence grows.
Because you prove to yourself that communication is possible.
Exactly. Now let's talk about something very important for listeners today, your mindset.
Mindset plays a big role in learning.
Yes, many learners feel embarrassed when they forget words.
I used to feel that way.
But instead of thinking, "My English is bad," try thinking something different.
Like what?
Think, "I can explain this another way."
That feels much more positive.
Exactly, because you're focusing on communication, not perfection.
And that mindset makes speaking easier.
Yes, and over time, something interesting happens.
What happens?
Your vocabulary naturally grows.
Because you keep practicing conversations.
Exactly, and the more you speak, the fewer moments you forget words.
That makes sense. Practice builds familiarity.
Yes, but even advanced speakers sometimes forget words.
That's comforting to know.
It's completely normal. Language is a living thing.
So, forgetting words is not a failure.
Not at all. It's simply part of communication.
I think listeners will feel much more confident after hearing this.
I hope so, because the most important thing in language learning is continuing to speak,
Even when it feels imperfect.
especially when it feels imperfect.
Because that's where growth happens.
Exactly. Now, before we finish today, let's give our listeners a small speaking challenge.
I like that idea. What should they try today?
Today, try explaining something without using the exact word.
That sounds fun.
For example, describe an object in your room.
Maybe a chair.
Yes, instead of saying chair, say, "It's the thing you sit on."
That's a great exercise.
Or describe something in your kitchen.
Like the machine that keeps food cold.
Exactly.
A refrigerator.
Perfect. This kind of practice trains your brain to explain ideas.
And that skill makes conversations much easier.
I'm definitely going to try this exercise. That's wonderful. And to everyone listening today, remember this. You don't need perfect English to have meaningful conversations.
You only need courage to speak.
Every conversation helps you grow.
Every mistake helps you learn.
And every moment of practice brings you closer to confidence.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
We truly appreciate you listening to English Podcast Motivation.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your progress.
Take care, everyone.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.